If you spend every day of your life on UFO Twitter, this movie will not shock you. But if you don't, it might feel like drinking from a fire hose, and that's what makes it kind of fascinating. Welcome back to Alien Wisconsin. I'm your host, Ian Stephen. I think this film is worth watching for most people, but not everyone. The Age of Disclosure is a very unusual documentary, and your enjoyment depends completely on how deep you already are in the UFO world. If you're on UFO social media every day, if you listen to multiple podcasts a week, if you know every rumor before it hits Reddit, then this film is not going to shock you. You already know these people, you already know their stories, and you have probably watched half of these interviews the moment they happen live. But if you are someone who follows this topic casually or from a distance, this film will feel like a rapid download of the last several years of disclosure. If you are brand new to the subject, this movie will feel dense, but it will give you a crash course that would normally take a long time to assemble. And for that, it is genuinely useful. Let us start with my predictions from my last video. Prediction 1 was that skeptics would not like this movie, and wow, did that one hold up. Without a smoking gun, skeptics will say exactly what they always say. They might enjoy part of it, but expert testimony won't convince them. Prediction 2 was that nobody knows anything, and that one mostly held up. The film basically confirms that every expert has their own puzzle piece, and none of them match, and that no one person can put together the whole picture. Prediction 3 was that this film might give people permission to talk openly. I'm still waiting on that one. I'm calling it maybe? We'll check back in 6 months. The good news is there are early rumors that it was well received in private screenings that director Dan Farah gave to members of Congress. Will anything come of it? Who knows? Now here is the part of the film that honestly blew me away. The people in it. The film assembles the most remarkable lineup I have ever seen in a UFO documentary. We are talking intelligence leaders, military leaders, sitting members of Congress, and the Secretary of State. These are not fringe voices. These are the people who actually shape national policy, the people who can move the needle, so to speak, the people who, if they sneeze wrong, it can become a national headline. The same people that if there was a secret UFO program, these are exactly the type of people who would know about it. The level of access is stunning. It is the kind of access that you dream about as a filmmaker. But there is a flip side to all this. The film is dense. So dense that sometimes I felt like I needed a seatbelt. There are 34 interview subjects. 34 in a 2-hour movie. At some point, I stopped trying to remember the names because the film rarely gives you time to absorb who someone is before cutting to the next person. It is exciting, it is impressive, and it is also overwhelming. There are moments where an important figure appears, speaks for maybe 20 seconds, and disappears forever. It's kind of like speed dating with credentialed experts. And then there's the next big problem. Let us talk about Lue Elizondo. The film started production roughly 3 years ago, and at that time, Lue was the obvious protagonist. He had the credibility, he had the momentum, he was central to the UFO story. But a lot has changed in the last 12 months or so, and some of that credibility has taken damage. Some of that is his own doing, like the fake UFO photos he has presented multiple times. Cringe. He's quickly become one of the most polarizing figures in the UFO space. So, unfortunately, Lue Elizondo is central to the film. So the film ends up in this weird place where Lue is the main character, but also not. He is the center, but he is also the distraction. The tension is never fully resolved, and you can feel the film wrestling with it. It starts to show us the backstories of Chris Mellon and Jay Stratton, almost as if they were backups. This leads me to the big storytelling issue. This film does not have a traditional structure. It's more like a collage of important voices saying important things with some archival footage for good measure. That has value. Sometimes you need the raw political document more than the emotional arc. But the trade-off is that general viewers might struggle to stay engaged, unclear on who to focus on. In that regard, the film struggles to have a great audience. For the most hardcore UFO crowd, it doesn't do anything new. And for those just getting into the topic, it's probably too much for your first film to watch on the subject. If you're brand new to the topic, this film might feel long, heavy, or even confusing. It is not your entry point. It is your graduate level class. It is true that some people skip grades, so perhaps it will work for those good students out there. With all that said, I want to be absolutely clear. This film matters. Even with its flaws, even with its pacing, even with its structural chaos. It matters because the people in it matter, and what they say on camera matters. And if you care about disclosure, this is a snapshot of where we stand right now. It captures the politics, the personalities, and the controversies of the moment. And that brings me to what I think the film could actually do. It may help move Congress. Maybe not dramatically, maybe not overnight, but the fact that these officials said these things on the record in a featured documentary is significant. If you care about this subject, consider reaching out to your senators and representatives. Ask them to support transparency and legislation on UFOs. Real issues need real leadership. I hope we can find that leadership. If you watched Age of Disclosure, let me know in the comments what you thought of the film. Did it move you? Did it frustrate you? Did it give you hope? And subscribe if you want more conversations like this. Thank you for watching.